Good morning and welcome to Open Your Eyes.
Start your morning right.
I'm Sabrina Daly.
And I'm Isani Cayetano. Good morning.
And good morning, Isani.
Good morning, Sab.
Enjoying our lovely Tuesday morning, of course, in the beautiful Old Belize Museum here at Old Belize. Such a lovely setting, I have to say. We've been enjoying it since last week, Friday. And this is all a part of our OYE Escapes experience. I have to say I'm enjoying it so far.
So far, so good. It's been my second day on set.
Yes, yes.
I enjoy this relic of Belize's colonial past.
Yeah.
It's like a memory lane, even though I wasn't growing up in that era.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, is anything around that you're seeing here familiar to you? We were having this conversation on Friday. But yes, as we've been saying, we are currently here at the Old Museum, at the Old Belize. So if you've never been to this this beautiful space, definitely stop by and check it out. But we have quite a few topics to jump into, Isani, this morning for What's Buzzing. I think what everyone woke up to this morning, though, was a piece of communication from the Belize Electricity Limited notifying us that there would be a scheduled power outage seemingly across the country at different times. They did express, however, that this isn't a part of the load shedding that we've been experiencing recently. This is because CFE, which is Comisión Federal de Electricidad of Mexico, will be disconnecting to supply will be disconnecting the supply to Belize for 6 hours each day between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. on Tuesday and Wednesday of this week. And that is to carry out transmission line upgrade works to facilitate the Tren Maya project in Quintana Roo. Now, we've also shared that in our newscast as well. But I know that a lot of people, they woke up and they saw this piece of information. Of course, we've been experiencing hot days for the past few weeks, but this is, of course, out of our control.
Well, the announcement comes on the heels of what the Prime Minister shared with the country yesterday.
Right.
That while he was away in Mexico over the weekend, he met with the Mexican president as well as one of the army commanders in terms of the Tren Maya project, where he was asking about the possibilities of the Tren Maya extending all the way to the northern border. And so it's interesting that this announcement comes in the wake of what the PM mentioned yesterday. But yeah, nonetheless, so for the next 2 days, we're going to be experiencing power outages, planned power outages, while CFE does its maintenance work on its side, and we're doing maintenance work on our side of the grid as well.
Yes.
Some of the communities?
They presented a schedule of the power outages and, of course, the times for the different locations, starting off with 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. in the Corozal feeders 1 to 6, and that essentially means the entire Corozal district. You will be experiencing a power outage from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Following that is 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. and that's in San Ignacio Feeder 4, and that includes Benque Viejo del Carmen, Arenal, San Jose Socots, Black Rock Road, and Shawil area and Calta Creek Village. That also includes 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. the Dangriga Feeder 3, which is Siltgrass, Hopkins, City River, and surrounding areas. There's also Punta Gorda Feeder 2, which is San Antonio, Criquejute, San Felipe, Santa Ana, Midway, Barranco, Laguna, El Ridge, Jacintoville, Cattle Landing, Forest Home, San Marco, Dump Area, Big Falls, Yamory Grove, Hicatí, Silver Creek, portions of San Pedro, Colombia, Mafredi, Blue Creek, Jordan, and Aguacate. Now this is, as we mentioned, from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Following that will be 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. in Orange Walk Feeder 4, and that includes Caledonia, Buena Vista, San Pablo, San Juan, Douglas, San Jose, Huchim area, San Luis, San Lorenzo, San Roman, San Lorenzo again, San Antonio, Santa Cruz, Yorke Creek, Trinidad, San Felipe Village, August Pine Ridge, San Felipe Blue Creek. Now they've been mentioning these locations more than once, but I also want to mention that will also be experiencing power outages from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. is the Belize City Feeder 3. If you know that you fall in line with Belize City Feeder 3, that would be beneficial for you. Also 12 to 3 p.m. is San Ignacio Feeder 1. Now I'm just mentioning those shorter titles simply because it's a list of different locations. Following that will be 1 p.m. to 4 p.m., which is West Feeder. And that includes areas in the Belize River Valley, so Boom and upwards, as well as Ladyville Feeder 2, San Ignacio Feeder 2, Independence Feeder 2, Punta Gorda Feeder 1. Now you'd know, Isani, that since we've been experiencing these load shedding, I personally now kind of understand what feeder line I fall into. Before that I didn't. Did you know what feeder line you fell into before this?
Only because I've done work with BL.
Okay,
so
yes.
I have background knowledge on quite a number of things.
These terminologies, feeder 1, feeder 3, we've become used to now. So I'd encourage you guys to familiarize yourself with a particular area or feeder areas that you live in, simply because we'd have to read the list of locations that would fall in line with that. So as we mentioned, that this power outage is scheduled today and tomorrow, and it starts from 9 a.m. and it extends in certain areas all the way to 3 p.m. I believe this is also accessible on the Belize Electricity Limited Facebook page or social media pages. Definitely familiarize yourself with that. And I think it's important that we also get these notices and for persons to be abreast with it, because, you know, there are individuals that would prefer to know ahead of time so they can unplug their appliances and whatnot. So this is the latest update from the Belize Electricity Limited, as we mentioned, as it relates to power outages between today and tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right. Moving into other trendy topics now, what is certainly buzzing, Isani, all of yesterday was a story that was announced on basically social media, and then it essentially made our news. And that is that there was supposedly a Belizean inventing Anna situation. Did you watch that show?
Yes. But I look at it from it's a pretty good comparison you're making there with inventing Anna. But I'm looking at it from a different perspective. So, 25-year-old Jameen Thurton managed to scam Celebrity Restaurant out of roughly $3,228 in food and drinks that were ordered over a period of time from March to May. And for the most part, she was getting away with it, right? It wasn't until perhaps her final purchase where the administrator of the establishment realized that there was a discrepancy on 2 of the receipts.
Yeah.
And he decided, but the machine doesn't make mistake, it's automated, it's dated properly if that were the case. And he says, okay, a receipt for May 15th and a receipt for May 17th. But
we're not even.
Yeah, those dates haven't come yet, right? So he goes off to Belize Bank and says, okay, let's inquire about this particular receipt. Only to find out that those 2 were not legitimate, the transactions. So he decides, okay, let me do some forensic work here and
digging.
go back to all the purchases. And this is a regular customer, by the way, who they have delivered for and who has picked up these food items and beverages in person, so they know who she is. Lo and behold, all the transactions from the beginning to
which is like 2 months ago, correct?
Yeah.
From March, I believe. March,
yes.
April, May. Yeah. Wow.
And so this is what caught me though. And as interesting as this story is, this is what caught me. When I had a chance yesterday to actually get the report from the court procedures in terms of her arraignment, there was a laundry list of various food items and beverages that this young lady was splurging on, right? I'm a tequila guy, make no apologies for that. But when I look at the amount of tequilas and all of these other items, Alfredo, you know, all these pricey foods and drinks and stuff, she really took them on a ride.
Yeah.
She really took them on a ride. I spoke with a colleague of mine yesterday. They were saying, well, looking at this list of all these items, she must have gained weight over the past 2 months or so. But when you look at this individual it's kind of unbecoming.
Yeah. Well,
right?
who's to say that it was only for herself?
Well, that's another part of the conversation.
But I think for me, the broader conversation that I was having with individuals when this story came out was what seems to be an easy transaction to make fraud receipts, to make fraud online payments. You would know, Isani, that for a lot of small businesses and entrepreneurs, they accept online transfers.
Yeah.
And most of the times, the receipt would be in the form of a screenshot of the transaction that was done online. And I mean, it's not very hard to edit a picture. A screenshot is a picture. So I think that's a conversation that a lot of entrepreneurs or businesses in general are having now when it comes to online transfers, which is obviously supposed to be convenient for not only the purchaser, the customer, but the person with the business as well. So I think this could potentially create a rippling effect for persons trying to do transactions online. How to verify that that is a legitimate receipt is a conversation I think we should be having now.
Well, on the heels of this particular incident, the Minister of Home Affairs also spoke about cybersecurity in this particular instance, where persons who are transacting digitally or online and persons who are receiving these payments, there is a level of due diligence that has to be done to ensure that the transaction is in fact legitimate.
Yeah.
Right? And if you take it for granted that someone just shows you a screenshot of a receipt or what have you, then taking it at face value only is not going all the way to verify the authenticity of that receipt.
Yeah, but what happens, for instance, when you have multiple persons in a short space of time doing online transfers?
Understandably so.
So
in a restaurant setting, you're taking receipts
exactly
on the order, essentially.
So I think it's quite an interesting conversation that we will be having right now. I tell you, I think a great step that could be taken is, I know most times when you do online transfers, for instance, the bank that I am with, if I do an online transfer, whether it's sending out or paying a bill, of course you can take a screenshot of that, which is customary for most people to do. But I think my bank goes the extra step and it sends the receipt via email. And that would be, I think, a PDF a receipt. So I think it would be better for us to send that to the person that we would have purchased whatever item from or service from, instead of going and sending a screenshot, because that could easily be edited, that could easily be modified. This has been definitely one of the more sensational topics that we've had this week.
For a bit of humor though,
the memes that came out.
Yeah, but when the young lady exited from the court building and she was making a beeline directly towards the
court
reporter, and then she realizes that she's on camera.
She was visibly upset about that.
It's like the walk of shame, proverbially speaking, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. So there's been quite a few conversation about this online. I'm hoping, though, that we're able to learn some lesson from it. As I mentioned, I think more than anything, we should be taking extra caution when it comes to online transfers, when it comes to receiving those receipts. I would say don't accept screenshots because for most banks they do send those receipts via email, so you can get those and send it to the person that you purchased either a product or service from. But that's definitely still what's trending online. Moving now, though, Isani, into something a bit more regional, but still definitely relevant to Belize. There was, I believe it was sort of like a conference or a large meeting that took place yesterday.
There is an ongoing meeting that's taking place here in Belize City. It's the Association of Caribbean Commissioners of Police.
Right.
In that gathering, the opening yesterday, there was a particular issue that was raised in respect of the formation of gangs across
the franchises of gangs,
across the region, right? What is most interesting about what was shared is the fact that these top cops are essentially saying, look, you have gang members who are posing as musicians, who, you know, participate in concert events and what have you. But it's all in the commission and the furtherance of criminal activity. You're either moving money illegally, they're moving weapons or drugs or what have you. Now, why is this of concern for us here in Belize? We all have a good concert.
And we benefit from it as
we
well.
We all benefit from it. It creates its own economy, so to speak, right?
Right.
So we all have a good concert. But we may not have been noticing in the background what's taking place in terms of promoters and artists, in terms of artists coming into the country with their entourage, because that usually happens.
Absolutely.
Who are these individuals? Do they check out? What are they up to? Where are they from? So on and so forth. So I think the fact that this has been raised as part of our public awareness, it's incumbent upon the promoters from our end to ensure that they also do their due diligence.
Yeah.
Why do I say that? Because if you look at what's happening regionally with certain genres of music, where there's a lot of crime and violence surrounding the lyrics of these songs and what have you,
I was thinking that too.
and a lot of weapons are being brandished in these videos and so on, it's easy to make that association that where does art begin to imitate life and vice versa. So no, I'm looking at it from that point
Wasn't there a court case in the U.S. where evidence was being used from the lyrics of a song of a rapper? I can't remember what was the exact scenario, but that has been a conversation that has been having.
Which is a sort of separate conversation, because if you're looking at it from that point of view, there has been the argument of freedom of expression and creative license, right? So just like Stephen King and all these other directors and so on can create a scene that's completely fictional, it's the same way an artist should be able to paint that kind of a picture with words. But it goes back to the idea, okay, where does fiction stop and reality starts?
Yeah.
Right? So if you're looking at a situation where these young men and women are rapping about drugs, guns, gangs, yes, you have a certain freedom of expression, but at what point do we say, okay, let's investigate to see if this artist is really a part of a regional movement of persons who belong to a particular gang or criminal organization?
I thought it was quite an interesting interview as well as Sani, and I think this is something that it will be interesting to see how the Commissioner of Police here in Belize uses that information, of course, to address some of our own gang-related issues that we have been facing. As you would know, we just came out of...
I could tell you this quickly, as you're mentioning it, I'm remembering it. A couple of years ago, there was in fact a crackdown on a couple of Belizean artists who were attached to a known gang member here in Belize. And the very same conversation came up about these individuals. Are they really musicians for the first part, or are they moonlighting as gang members when they're not on the stage? That conversation is live.
Well, we'll definitely be following this one, Asani. I think it'll be interesting to get an official comment from our very own commissioner here as it relates to steps that we will be taking to investigate that possibility in Belize. Moving now into our eye-opener, though, for your daily dose of morning motivation. Of course, our eye-opener is taken from dailyom.com, and it goes like this. A deep feeling of gratitude can emerge as we open to the experience of being helped. Most of us pride ourselves on our self-sufficiency. We like to be responsible for taking care of ourselves and pulling our own weight in the world. This is why it can be so challenging when we find ourselves in a situation in which we have to rely on someone else. At times like these, it is essential that we let go of our feeling that we should be able to do it all by ourselves and accept the help of others. The first step is accepting the situation fully as it is. Too often, we make things worse either by trying to do more than we should or by lapsing into feelings of uselessness. In addition, we miss a valuable opportunity to practice acceptance and humility. In needing others and allowing them to help us, we experience the full realization that we are not on our own in the world. While this may bring up feelings of vulnerability, a deep feeling of gratitude also may emerge as we open to the experience of being helped. This realization can enable us to be wiser in our services of others when we are called upon to help. The gifts of surrender are numerous. We discover humility, gratitude, and a deepening understanding of the human experience that enables us to be that much more compassionate and surrendered in the world. This is a beautiful eye-opener, and I have to say, I think it's speaking to my soul, Isani, because oftentimes I find myself feeling so hyper-focused on being independent and enjoying that feeling of independence. Of course, a lot of times there's a sense of empowerment that comes with independence. But when you're in that space where you need somebody, there's that conflict where your mind or your emotions, it's battling with the idea of depending on or needing someone or of releasing your independence. But there's also a sense of comfort and gratitude that follows that if you actually allow it to take place. And I think that it's a beautiful experience when you allow someone to help you, but of course when you also lend a help to someone else too.
Well, I look at it from a different point of view, simply to say that pride often gets in the way of persons seeking help, right? And my uncle, who's one of my best friends, always teaches me this value. The person who is lending a helping hand may not necessarily realize how difficult it is for the person in need who's accepting that assistance because of pride, right? And so it goes for me in line with the idea of a closed mouth not being fed. If you need the assistance, you have to be able to humble yourself in a sense and come forward and say, hey, I need help. It doesn't matter if it's financial help, it doesn't matter if you need help, just someone listening or lending an ear, whatever it may be. I think I look at it from that point of view because it's very important that for those giving help, there's a humbling experience. For those receiving help, it's equally as humble. And no man is an island. I hate to be using all of these cliches, but they're all tying together, right?
I was thinking of that too, the phrase that no man is an island, and we oftentimes think of that, but it's so, I think you mentioned something so important, because it's always easy to think, why will you not accept my help when you're not the one asking for it? I think, and I don't know, perhaps that's one of the reasons why I find myself being so hyper independent, and perhaps it's because of my fear of vulnerability that comes with it. And that's something that I think we oftentimes don't pair together, needing someone and the vulnerability that you feel in that moment. It's quite a unique experience. But I'm glad that you also addressed that angle of this eye-opener. I'm hoping, though, that our viewers were able to capture some message from it and find a way to let it be useful to them. Moving now, though, into our weather update, and of course our weather is provided by the National Meteorological Service.
Good morning, Belize. Fair, hot and dry weather conditions will continue to affect the country. The 24-hour forecast, mostly sunny, hazy and hot today and clear to partly cloudy tonight. No rain is expected. The maximum temperatures for today will reach 91 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 102 inland and 84 up in the hills. There's a heat alert in effect for residents, especially those inland, are advised to stay hydrated and avoid outdoor activities as much as possible, especially during the afternoon hours. The low temperatures for tonight will be around 83 degrees Fahrenheit along the coast, 77 inland and 70 up in the hills. The winds from the open sea will be from the east at 10 to 20 knots and the sea conditions will be moderate. A low tide will occur this morning at 8:13, a high tide this evening at 2:20, another low tide tonight at 10:22, and another high tide early tomorrow morning at 4:42. The sun rose this morning at 5:20 and will set this evening at 6:17. The moon will rise this morning at 11:13 and will set just after midnight at 12:26. In the fire risk forecast for today, the risk for forest or bushfires will remain high. The outlook for Wednesday and Wednesday night is for similar weather conditions. With that, we end this morning's forecast from the Belize National Met Service.
All right, that was your weather update. Looks like it's going to stay pretty warm. I have to tell you, Asani, I've been seeing a lot of wildfires around the area where I live. Very, very, very big fires during the day and as well as nighttime too. So for persons who are experiencing that, I know we've had numerous times the folks from the fire department here talking about ways that you can protect your property, protect things that are important to you. So definitely take heed to that. It looks like it's going to stay warm. Moving though into our show lineup, we have 3 great conversations to look forward to. Starting things off, we'll be joined by the folks from the Ministry of Education to talk about their Healthy Start feeding program.
Our second conversation this morning is about an upcoming business expo that will be held by EP Yorke High School. You want to stay around for that conversation?
Absolutely. And I think what everyone is looking forward to, Isani, is the finals for the Belize Elite Basketball League. I know we've been following this league and this season. I think a lot of people have their favorite teams right now, but we'll be joined by our friends from the Belize Hurricanes to talk about their upcoming game and of course what you can expect from them. But we got to take our first break, and when we come back, we'll be talking about the Healthy Start feeding program with the Ministry of Education. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
I'm David Humes. This is Vanessa Humes. We own Littlefield Cool Spot. Belize Bank save us a lot of time. Working with them, we can keep track exactly what we spend. We recommend Belize Bank 100% because we don't have to go to stand up in line, and we can check on our account right from our house. Working with Belize Bank is the best.
Discover a shopping experience like no other at the V Department Store. They carry a vast array of products at unbeatable prices. Elevate your shopping journey with affordability, diversity, and accessibility at the V. Conveniently located at 1745 Coney Drive in Belize City.
For 19 years, SMART has been the pulse of our nation. A journey of growth, innovation, resilience, and unity.
From the first call that bridged distances to the data that brought us closer than ever, SMART has been there, weaving threads of connection across our beautiful land.
We have been active in providing innovative solutions to enhance our customers' lifestyles. Over the years, SMART has developed and provided various services to meet customers' needs.
To the dreamers, doers, and the believers, thank you for making SMART a part of your story. For 19 years of trust, loyalty, partnership, and shared experiences.
As we celebrate 19 years of connecting lives and dreams, let's keep the rhythm alive. Together, let's continue to shape our future one connection at a time.
Come and be a part of the SMART family, where we empower you and our country today, tomorrow, and beyond.
SMART, bringing people together.
Every day, we access energy for cooling, lighting, and powering our electrical appliances and devices at work and at home. During cooler months, we rely less on cooling appliances such as fans and air conditioners. However, during warmer months, as the temperature and humidity rises, we use more energy to cool our spaces, and our appliances and electrical devices work harder than they do during the rest of the year. When the months become hotter, let's all practice energy conservation. Here are a few changes that you can make to manage your energy use. Check that all appliances and electrical devices are working efficiently. Turn lights off when not in the room. Unplug chargers, appliances when not in use. Turn off fans and TVs. Use energy-saving light bulbs such as LEDs. And look for the Energy Star products when purchasing appliances and electrical devices. These easy changes can reduce energy use and costs. You can also monitor your energy use during the month by reading your meter and calculating the reading using BEL's bill calculator on our mobile app or by visiting our website. Let's all save energy.
Are you looking for low-cost television advertising? Have we got a deal for you? Advertise on Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds is one of the most effective methods for introducing yourself and your business to the community. Use our Daily Classifieds to recruit employees, promote specials, promote your products or services, promote a business opportunity, increase traffic to your website, and advertise items you have for sale. Let us help you to save valuable time and money. Call us today at 280-0013 or visit us at our offices on Coney Drive to discuss how we can help your business grow affordably. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Advertise today.
Morning, we have been joined by three great individuals, great in their own right. We have with us this morning the Chief Education Officer, Ms. Yolanda Gongora. She's on my left.
Well, they're all on your left.
To her left is the Principal of Buttonwood Bay Nazarene Primary School, Ms. Avril Arthurs. Good morning.
Good morning.
And to Avril's left is the Coordinator of the National Start Feeding Program, Kathleen Juan. Good morning, Kathleen.
Good morning,
ladies.
guys, and welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by.
So we're talking about children and nutrition, essentially, is what we're discussing here in terms of the feeding program and in terms of the value that this brings to their lives. Let's start from your perspective, Ms. Gongora. How did this all come to be?
Certainly, thank you. Good morning again for the invitation. It is important for us to continue to reinforce our purpose at the Ministry of Education. And our sector plan speaks about 4 areas that we want to address, which is reforming the education system, transforming teaching and training, prioritizing underserved sector, and maximizing human capital. So the National Healthy Start Feeding Program stems from the prioritizing underserved sectors. And we are fully aware that as children, if we don't have a meal, if our tummies are not filled, it's kind of impossible for them to be able to concentrate and for them to give it their all.
Right.
So they might go excited at school, ready to learn, but during the course of the morning, what happens then? And sometimes as educators, teachers, I was a teacher, we tend to mistake that or indicate that they're not, listening or want to be a part of the discussion, and we fail to realize that it can be other areas. So this is very important for us. It's one of the key areas that we are addressing. We said that for the period of our 5-year sector plan, we want to capture 10,000 students. We are over right now.
Yes.
Almost 7,000 students. We are heading, and certainly beyond the 5-year program, we will be far beyond the 10,000 that we were expecting. We began the program prior to COVID. There were 4 schools that we piloted. Then COVID came and the program stopped. We re-engaged the program with the help of the Mexico, contribution from Mexico and from the Food Agriculture Organization, FAO. And that's where I met Kathleen. And from there, Kathleen can take over as to what all we have done in the program.
Now, Kathleen, you are the national coordinator for the program, and you essentially manage this program that is supporting up to 40 primary schools, correct? And 9 high schools. Let's talk about that.
Sure. Well, we decided to, with a generous grant from Taiwan, actually, enabled the ministry to rapidly expand school feeding. So as Ms. Gongora stated, we started out piloting. We only had 500 children a day that we were feeding. And we were able to go around the country, identify schools that had the infrastructure that we needed, and invite them onto the feeding program over the course of the last year. And so now we are at 40 schools and almost 5,000 children who receive a meal every day.
I want us to use this opportunity to break down how this works, because I think this conversation perfectly complements a story that we did last week, Isani, where we visited a school in the West that has been incorporated into this feeding program. Now, what you mentioned to me, Kathleen, was that the school would essentially have a free meal for all the student body there, the student population there. But the cafeteria would or should not be able to compete with the meals that would be provided free and, of course, healthy. Can you speak on that?
Sure. Well, we are working within the capacity of the schools. Some schools have the infrastructure currently that they can provide meals to all of their students, and so we offer them the funds to do that. Other schools have smaller kitchens, and so they're only able to start out, but we allow them to start with whatever their kitchen capacity can hold, and we allow them to increase that during the year if they are able to get new resources throughout the year. So yes, it's really important to us that a healthy meal be normalized. And I think a big part of that is it's something that everybody has. There's no stigma attached to it. So part of that component is saying, this meal is the meal of the day for the school. This is our lunch. Everybody gets our lunch. It comes with vegetables, and everybody's going to get the vegetables. And we don't want, on the side there to be Fry Jacks or garnaches, and the kids can buy that and not participate in the lunch. We would rather everybody participate in the lunch.
Yes.
How does that stand, perhaps in contrast to the idea that the breakfast is the most important meal of the day for students? Because if you're not able to get something to eat at 7 a.m., it's difficult for you to think and function going forward.
Well, we actually allow our schools to choose if they would like to serve breakfast or lunch. And we really rely on the principals to be able to identify what the greatest need is in their particular school and their community. And some teachers and principals do say, we need breakfast at our school. Our kids are coming hungry to school, and they choose to serve breakfast. Others say, we think that the children need lunch. We have a very short lunch period. We're seeing that kids are coming back from lunch without having eaten. It's a priority for us to do lunch.
Let's get Miss Arthurs in the conversation. You are the principal for the Nazarene Primary School. Let's talk about what this program has been doing for the students there.
Okay, so at Buttonwood Bay Nazarene Primary School, we decided on lunch.
Okay.
We had issues when it comes to attendance, whereby parents were not sending their kids to school because they would say, while I could provide the breakfast, I don't have any money for them to buy lunch, or they won't have anything to eat. And I believe that with the lunch, you're somewhat in the middle, right? So they're able to hold up in the morning. Afternoon is when they tend to get a bit lazy or tired or drowsy. And so we believe that the lunch gives them that boost of energy, right? And because of that, those parents that were not sending their kids are sending their kids. I must say, our parents love it. They love the idea. Some of them, they come back and they would say that, I don't need to worry about finding that finance to send my child to school to buy lunch. Or I don't need to worry about getting up early in the morning and try to make lunch for my child, right? And so they love the idea. At the school as well, the teachers are able to monitor, because we have a policy, especially when it comes to the infant students. They cannot leave their class until they have their lunch, and then they can go out and play, right? And so the monitoring is there as well. Everybody gets their lunch, everybody gets to eat. Now we provide a menu, and that menu is shared every month with Ms. Kathleen. We try to ensure that the students have a balanced meal, whereby vegetables are also included, right? So with that meal, we know what our students are eating, and it's something fresh every day. There is something different on the menu every day. So no parent can come back and say, you know what? They gave my child preheated food from the day before. It's different every day. And I know that's something that parents worry about, right? They don't want their kids to be eating food and are at risk of salmonella or something else, right? So that is something that puts the parents at ease. They know what their child is going to eat every day, and they can say, you know what, for today, I'm not going to have my child eat because I know my child does not eat that. Because as was mentioned earlier, I think a question was asked with competing with other food that is provided. When it is our lunchtime, nothing else is provided. What is there is what they get. Right. So it's either they have the lunch, or they bring their lunch, or the parents can drop off lunch for them. So the options are there.
All right.
Is there any way that you guys can perhaps make specific observations regarding the efficacy of the feeding program to say, well, okay, these children are eating, they're performing better in school, or these children are eating, they're better behaved because they're not distracted or what have you? Is there any way that that can be compared?
We have data. Our data collection is more to the area of attendance, because we were seeing quite a number of students absent. Absenteeism was very high in schools. So attendance has been captured there for all the schools. So in some of the schools, we now have 100% attendance because the children know that there will be a meal for them. And the meal is open to every single child in the school. No one is excluded. However, there are some children that live right across the street. And I can remember this, this incident that I visited one of the schools, and there was a child that lived right across the school, and she said, she came to me and she tapped me on the hand and she said, how can I get in that program? And I said, why? She said, because I live across the street, but my mom doesn't want me to be a part of the program because I have a meal every day. But what I see they're eating looks nicer than what I eat at home. So this is how we have seen that the children are so happy that they have an opportunity to get different aspects of a balanced meal on that plate. And so we encourage all parents to support us in the program. This is going to help them moving forward so that we have healthier children. You may ask how much this meal cost. We did an extensive survey across the country. We walked the country. We basically visited every single store to ask what's the pound of rice, how much is the pound of rice, how much is the pound of sugar, and we went across what are the ingredients of a meal. And then we came up with a figure of $3 per meal. And the $3 per meal is working so far. We are looking at high school students, and it's a little less for high school students because they eat differently than a smaller kid. So it took us quite a number of interviews, discussion, consultation, and that's where we are today.
I want to take a look at the school feeding program menu and protocol that you have here that you provided. This is designed for the Healthy Start school feeding program. And what's interesting is that you have an entire breakdown of different meals that they can choose from for the week. They can create a meal plan for the entire month, and there are different options. There's also the macronutrient breakdown, which I think is excellent because a lot of the kids in general, and even us as adults, we're not eating balanced meals. We're not incorporating balanced diets. So let's talk a bit about this piece of document here.
This was designed for the feeding program by a local nutritionist who has worked with feeding programs many years, and she's very, very good. So there are breakfast and lunch options, and as you notice, there's quite a variety. It's all things we found, from different parts of the country that people might enjoy. So what we're trying to do with this is to make it easy for our schools to provide a healthy meal. All the recipes are actually scaled for 50 servings, so that the cooks can easily calculate the amount of ingredients they need. And we allow the schools to choose. It's not set, you have to have this on this day. It's for them to utilize as a resource. It also gives serving sizes so that the cooks know this is the appropriate amount I should be serving the children. And then the rest of the book is actually health and safety protocols for the kitchens. And we do also provide that training for our cooks.
How do you expand this initiative to other parts of the country that may need this kind of assistance?
We can expand your school provided that you have the space, you have at least some of the equipment, and then Ms. Kathleen would go with a team to inspect the kitchen and determine whether the school is prepared for us to start. And if you have one, reach out to us, we'll visit your school, and you get on the program right away.
Wow.
With training, we do train the cooks, we train the principals, because the principals have to understand that it comes with a responsibility. It's not that the ministry will be sending you the money every day, but we want to see how the money is going to be used and whether it's being used for the children or for the purpose of the program.
Can you share with us, Ms. Arthurs, what that has been like from your end as a principal?
Well, from my end as the principal, I do a lot of supervision, which means I meet with the cook on a daily basis, because even though the feeding program is for the students, I do eat from it. But that is to ensure that the students are getting quality food, right? And if I am not satisfied with something, I meet with the cook and we talk about it. Okay, you know what? We need to do this differently because I check with the students and this is the feedback that I'm getting. So you know what? For next month, we're taking this off the menu. So that is something that we do. Apart from that, I do a daily breakdown of the expenses every day. I share that with Ms. Kathleen. So when she gets my report, it is very detailed. I try to make everything detailed so that the Ministry of Education could know this is where your money is going. This is what we're doing with it, right? And yeah, so far it has been working. I believe that everybody is happy about it. I'm hoping that it continues for September, right? Because it really helps the parents and it helps the students. And the way things are going financially right now, I mean, it's getting harder financially for parents sometimes, especially with the finance that comes into their home, you know? So this is something that takes away that burden from them.
How many?
Sorry. Yes, and I was going to say, and at the same time, as was mentioned earlier by Ms. Gongara, the attendance improved because the students that we were having issues with coming to school due to not having lunch. And yes, they say not having lunch. As a school, we still try to assist, but parents did not like the idea of knowing that they have to depend on the school. But because it's a program that's implemented and everybody benefits, it's like I'm not being targeted.
It takes away the stigma.
Yes.
You know, it takes away the stigma. I was going to ask, how many students is currently benefiting from this program at the Buttonwood Bay Nazarene Primary?
Okay, so our entire school is benefiting, which is 245 students.
Excellent.
It's not 245 that eats every day though, right? On average, we have between 200 and 210 that is eating. It varies depending on the students.
Okay. Now, what we've also touched on is that high schools are also benefiting from this program. Let's talk a bit about the high school aspect.
The high schools are benefiting who are in the education upliftment program.
Okay.
We currently have 9 high schools, and we are working on doing a menu for high school because the ingredients would be different, the balance would be different, and we will be putting that out for September for our high schools because we're adding 11 more high schools in the program. So we will be capturing almost 10,000 students in the high school program with this, and they receive the same monies that we provide to the primary schools.
How do they eat differently from the younger population, the primary school children?
Well, these are designed to meet the nutrition recommended daily nutritional balances by age. Okay. So for high school students, because they're older, the serving sizes are going to be a little bit different, and the combination of carbohydrates, proteins, vegetables, and fruits is a little bit different. And so we want to ensure that what is being provided is as healthy as we can to the students, and that's why we're doing a separate menu for the high school students. And interestingly, we are also including more vegetarian options in the high school menu. First of all, because students asked for it.
Oh, wow.
High school students are more interested in health, I think, than maybe they were a couple of years ago, and they are interested in eating healthy. And also, it is a cost saving for the school having vegetarian meals.
I was just about to ask about the reception towards the vegan option, simply because as kids growing up, we don't really care much for carrots, cabbage, lettuce, broccoli, and so on and so forth. But it's interesting that you're saying that by the high school level, at this point, you're observing that they are the ones that are requesting these items.
Kids are a lot more, on media these days, and they understand, what's healthy and what's not healthy, and they're asking for it. They want that in their environment, in their school, access to healthier meals.
Yeah, and interestingly, as I mentioned, we touched on this in our story last week, where we visited a school, a part of the feeding program that serves strictly vegetarian food, and it was interesting to get the feedback from the kids saying that, hey, just like you mentioned, Isani, I wouldn't have necessarily appreciated my veggies before, but I've become accustomed to it. My palate has changed. And I think that that's such an interesting way to look at getting kids growing into adulthood used to eating their veggies. There are grown adults that still don't like eating their veggies. So it's interesting to see how we could change that way that we view healthier meals. I want to touch on the program in its entirety though, because one of the aspects that we looked at was health and wellness in general. Of course, in this case, we are thinking eating healthier as an idea of being healthier. But this program looks at everything else added with that. Let's talk about that aspect of it.
The program has several components. We're not just looking at providing a meal, but we want to ensure that the cooks have training so that they understand health and safety regulations for cooking. We're giving education, like Ms. Authors mentioned, to the principals so that they're more aware of nutrition and what's important on their school environments for the health of their children. And we also have a gardening component to this. We are trying to make sure that each school in the program has a teaching garden installed that the school can use throughout with their curriculum. You know, different subjects can come. And also just kind of for the mental health benefits of having a garden on school. It's someplace nice that the kids can go and kind of relax and work with their hands, and it's nice for a lot of children to be able to do that.
Yeah. I think about the backyard garden that we saw last week. And of course, that can look at the conversation of being more sustainable when we're thinking of creating these feeding programs. Of course, we are providing that. The ministry is providing that to the schools. But it also promises an aspect of the school providing for themselves. Is that an intention that you guys had when you designed this program?
Yes, it is was intention. If we look at the sector plan, it speaks that whoever's in the program should have a school garden, and we do support them. If they need assistance in building, then we reach out to our partners, who is the Ministry of Agriculture, to support us, and the Ministry of Health is also a part of the discussion. Whenever we're putting out something, those are the two ministries that we look at, and we ask for support in ensuring that we are meeting the standards across the board.
I'm happy that the ministry and its partners have taken on this initiative, because for children who come from certain neighborhoods or certain communities, they wouldn't have access to a meal to begin with, let alone a healthy meal. And then perhaps many years ago, there wasn't this kind of an initiative where the government came down to a certain level where it was looking at the health and the well-being of students from the primary level.
It is particularly in the area of dropouts. I think that was a part that initiated the discussion. Being a principal, I was aware oftentimes when we reach out to the parents, it was because they didn't have the funds to buy a meal at school. And you know, when you're at a high school, your meal is beyond $3. And some kids would only have funds for the bus transportation instead. So it is dear to our heart, dear to the ministry, dear to our Minister of Education, because it's a champion of this program. And with the help of our partners, I must say, we are where we are today. We want to give our appreciation and thanks to Taiwan, who was the one that continues to support us in this program.
Yes. Let's remind our viewers again, especially ones representing schools, how they can be a part of this program. What are the steps that are involved? Of course, there may be parents as well listening right now and saying, I want my child to be a part of this. How can they inquire about that?
They can reach out to me. I'm available email. I don't know if you want me to. Okay, so schoolfeeding.coordinator@moe.gov.bz is my email. You're welcome to email me, and like Ms. Gongara said, I can schedule a visit and come see the school, and if the facilities are adequate, it's something we can consider to bring a school into the program.
And Ms. Arthurs, do you have any final words that you would like to share with our viewers as it relates to how this program has benefited your school?
Okay, I believe that it's a very good program. I just ask that the parents continue to work with the school as well, because as was mentioned earlier, we try to incorporate the healthy, balanced meal, which means that the kids, they do receive vegetables within the meal. And you find that sometimes that is when some of the parents would say, you know what, I'm not going to have my child eat today because I know my child does not eat that. While we do have some other parents that come back and they say, you know what, my child is eating things that my child doesn't usually eat at home. So they commend the program. So I just encourage parents and those from other schools as well, to support the program. I mean, it's an opportunity. It's there to help you. It's there to help your kids. See it as something good and allow your child to eat at school.
Wonderful. And Ms. Gongora, any final words?
Yes, I just want to say thanks to all the parents, to the children, to the schools, to the school teachers, because they form a part of this initiative and the members that contribute to the success of the program. We also extend our appreciation to all the partners, Mexico, FAO, and the Republic of China, Taiwan, for the support. We will be reaching out to those countries again for us to continue in the program. We want to encourage our new high schools that will be joining to understand the program, that it will benefit the entire school population. And for the new schools that will be joining us in September, we are here to support you. We are here to provide as much guidance in the program, and thank you.
Wonderful. Ladies, thank you so much for stopping by, sharing with us about this program. We appreciate it, and of course, excellent job. All the best. All right, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll be joined by our friends from the Belize Hurricanes to talk about their upcoming games for the finals. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Technology is ubiquitous, and it's transforming how, when, and where we work. Fulltech Systems is placing award-winning devices in the hands of information workers, allowing them to work without compromise in a world without wires, to innovate, create, and to maximize productivity anytime, anywhere, satisfying the needs of the desk-centric remote and field worker and every other worker in between. We are providing the industry's best devices to businesses going through the process of digital transformation. Partner with us today to provide the solutions that will allow your employees to work effectively and efficiently to enhance your customers' experience. Fulltech Systems, your technology center, where you'll come for the price but stay for the service.
1,067,700 slices of bacon are eaten by tourists each year, stimulating our local economy. Tourism means business.
Hey Mike, do you have Atlantic Insurance phone number?
What? You don't need that, they have an app? No.
Sure.
With the Atlantic Insurance mobile app, you can request a quote, access your policy information, receive timely notifications of when a policy is about to expire, file a claim and upload pictures, and even view all our office locations, obtain direction, opening hours, and place a call to any of our offices.
That game changer. Correct.
Download the free AIC mobile app today and get instant access to everything you need. Available in the Apple Store and Google Play. For customer support, please call 613-8518 or email mobile support at aicbelize.com. Atlantic Insurance, insuring you from life's unexpected.
This May, things are going to be amazing at Benny's. Find great gifts for moms such as Pyrex Bakeware, Chicago Cutlery Knife Sets, Corningware, Snapware, Corel Dinnerware, and much more at amazing prices. Also check out our impressive line of Sankey appliances and other household items. Take advantage of these amazing deals and discounts all May long, only at Benny's. Quality and savings.
Technology is ubiquitous, and it's transforming how, when, and where we work. Fulltech Systems is placing award-winning devices in the hands of information workers, allowing them to work without compromise in a world without wires, to innovate, create, and to maximize productivity anytime, anywhere, satisfying the needs of the desk-centric remote and field worker and every other worker in between. We are providing the industry's best devices to businesses going through the process of digital transformation. Partner with us today to provide the solutions that will allow your employees to work effectively and efficiently to enhance your customers' experience. Fulltech Systems, your technology center, where you'll come for the price, but stay for the service.
Isani Cayetano, Marion Ali, Paul Lopez, Brittany Gordon. Your News 5 Belize teams do whatever it takes. Go wherever they need to go, so you can catch the story wherever you are, whenever you want, on whatever device. Channel 5 Belize on television, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Because news is now everywhere, all the time. And so are we.
Welcome back. We are having our second conversation this morning, and as we mentioned, it's all about the nail-biting finals games coming up. Of course, we're looking forward to the Belize Hurricanes game that will be played this Friday. So we have here with us no stranger to our set, Terry G on the MIC.
Thank you.
He's also the marketing manager for the Belize Hurricanes, and he's here to talk about what we can expect from them this Friday. What's up, Terry? You good?
Of course, as always. Make sure you get up close up. Get up close up there, my brother. Close, right.
Oh, that's marketing for you right there.
Way up. Yeah, that's Hurricanes, folks. All right, Hurricanes.
Now, you guys have had a pretty great season so far.
Yep.
But you have a lot riding for you right now because you're trying to repeat that win. Of course, finals are coming up, and as we mentioned, we're all holding on to our seats because your last game that was played wasn't exactly fruitful. What can we expect this Friday?
We want to say why the game wasn't fruitful.
Okay, well, let us know.
We emptied out our bench in that particular game. So all the primetime players did not play. All right,
Okay.
Burama did not play. Sidibe did not.
Why didn't Sidibe?
Sidibe did not play. Vito did not play. So a whole.
So let's talk about some of
and the reason for that is that we wanted to make sure we enter the playoffs healthy, and also to get some of these guys' feet wet. You know, so that when we need to call upon them, that we know that they're going to be able to perform. Tyree Orozco, Potty Flowers, and those guys were given a lot of playing time in the game the last game against Cayo Eastern Ballers.
So when you say you wanted your players to go in healthy, that means that you wanted them to have rest time before finals?
Right. You got that right. Especially the guys who usually take to the court with the first five. I'm talking about the starting five, right?
Okay, so essentially it was a strategic move from the Belize Hurricanes, you're saying?
That's what we do best.
Okay, all right.
I like how you mask your loss as strategic. I see it differently.
That's marketing for you.
What is your standing right now in terms of?
All right, we have 3 teams with a 7-3 record. All right, ours was like 8-3 because, well, actually, you know, remember there's another team that phased off the competition. We had already played them, so that part of it was nullified. So 3 teams ended up 7-3, namely Hurricanes, San Pedro Tiger Sharks, and the Defenders, Belize City Defenders. All right, both of them beat us once, and we also beat them. But our margin was much wider.
Yeah.
All right, our victory margin, and that is the reason why we're number 1, and they're 2-3.
Now you guys are going into the weekend facing off with the Dream Ballers from Dangliga.
Yep.
What are fans to look forward to in terms
This
of?
team is always. This team always brings out the best in us.
Yeah.
Always. I can clearly remember when they hosted us in Dankriga, we were trailing by quite a bit in that particular game. Right. All right, and we had to come from behind to beat them, actually. So they know how to play us. And like I say, the Green Ballers always gives us a good run. And that we're expecting very much the same, all right? They've got Delvin Henderson, they've got Deshaun Brackett, they've got Boogie Mitchell, you know, just to name a few of their stars, who we know will be shining brightly at the Civic. And of course, we will counter with only the best. Victor Vito Evans, the African from Mali, Burama Sidibe. We've got Glency Cooper Lopez. We've got, you know, the list goes on, all right? Marquise Cunningham. We've got the legend Alex Carcamo, Kirk Shabba Smith Jr., Nick Phillips, oh Lord, and a couple of guys who really turned it up the last game that we lost in Cayo, Tyree Roscoe and Brian Poddy Flowers.
Now, in terms of the general entertainment, I know you guys have put together a halftime show that fans of Belizean music can look forward to.
It's the Soca Dan Dada. TR Shine.
Yeah, it's going to be a party.
Of course. And this is the game that we're going to be giving away the starting 5 contest that we had going on, right? From Hamanasi. Hamanasi was just voted top hotel for Belize and top 5 for Central America.
Yeah.
Yeah, by whatever that thing name, that group where do that sort of thing.
Which one? TripAdvisor?
That right, they saw that TripAdvisor thing. So I saw them posting it up, right? So so this is not a little you know, fly-by-night operation. No, man, this is a big thing. This is the Hopkins Hamanasi first 5 contest that we've been doing, and we have hundreds of tickets, literally. You know,
go into a bit more details on the first 5 and how persons can get in on that competition.
Yes, so this is your last chance, folks, and we're going to lock it off even before the halftime, because it's going to be given away at the half. I'm going to be outside hustling tickets for the box and multitasking, because my good friend Armin Arana, I don't think he's going to be. He's usually up here announcer, but I think he's still away.
You haven't seen or heard from him for a while.
I think, yeah, he has some health issues, so I might be multitasking as well, doing the intros, being outside, doing the halftime show. My goodness, I need a clone.
But you know,
all right, so I'm going to be outside doing that, hustling tickets for that, and what it means is that you show up with 4 people along with you. That's your first 5. It could be from your company, Channel 5 crew. It could be from your family, the Laureano family. It doesn't matter. Just show up with 4 people along with yourself. We're going to put the head of the crew inside the box, and if that one picks out at the half, Friday night, you're going to be going after the Hamanasi 2 nights accommodation with breakfast and complimentary welcome drinks, a prize valued at $5,000. All right?
When I say complimentary welcome drinks, that means you get a few
your fruit
drinks
punch,
in the house.
you get no, you get a fruit punch. You get a fruit punch. You get if you wanted rum punch, or if you're a teetotaler, as they call it, you can get it just right. So you know, just your free drinks.
Terry, what I wanna look at though is how the league has really evolved to include this aspect of entertainment and giveaways for its supporters. We're there obviously to support these players and to watch beautiful basketball being played. But a big aspect of that is the experience that comes with it.
It's not just a game anymore. It's
exactly.
It's pure entertainment.
Let's talk about the importance of the Belize Hurricanes to provide these experiences for ways that they can give back to their fans and their supporters season after season.
We call ourselves one team, one big happy family, and that is the reason why we go the extra mile. All right, for the kids, we're also going to be doing the poster and banner contest. We're going to be distributing the prizes as well for this one. So this is your last chance, kids, for primary and high schoolers to bring your banners and posters out for this game. We're going to be judging those we have, and along with whatever comes up at the last minute, and see who gets the top prize. $500, $300, and $200 respectively for first, second, and third.
But even from the business aspect, I think of how it has evolved, where businesses, you mentioned a big time name, you know, Resort Now, that wants to be a part of this experience that the Belize Hurricanes offers. I'm sure along with many other teams as well that are a part of the league. But why do you think that is something that is now evolved to what it is here, where we're seeing these larger businesses sponsor?
They see it as being a good corporate citizen, doing their part, all right, in all that goes on, especially when it comes to looking out for the youngsters and so on and so forth. That is how they see it, all right? And our team is a good seller. It's a good brand. It's something good for you to put your name on, all right? It's a safe bet. if you want to call it that way. And that is the reason why so many sponsors gravitate to us.
Yes, yes.
All right? So we're looking forward to that.
So we have the final games coming up. Let's talk about
this is
how many games we can expect.
This is a semi-final round, all right? So we're seeded 1, Dream Ballers seeded 4. And then there is San Pedro Tiger Sharks. They're seeded number 2, and they're hosting in their first 3-game series the Belize City Defenders, who is number 3. That game is going to be played Sunday evening at 4, right at the Civic. Yeah. Our game is Friday night at 9, gates open at 7. And we start the entertainment from as early as 8. So we won. It's a 3-game best of 3 series. So next week next Saturday we go to Griga to finish things off. To finish it off. If it's not that,
it's Friday night and finish it next
I'll finish it off in Griga. Otherwise we'll have to come back and play the decisive game 3 the following week at the Civic.
You mentioned that the last game played was a very strategic move from the team.
Yes.
But now that we have these final games set up for the finals, talk about what the strategy is looking like for the Hurricanes.
Well, it's going to be a Category 5 hurricane. Batten down the hatches because the Civic Center is going to be the place to be. All right, that is going to be the Hurricane Center. And we're
Hurricane Center.
Yes, and we're taking. That's why I'm saying batten down the hatches, folks, because this is where it's going to be happening. And we know for sure that Griga is going to bring their A game. They always give us a good run for the money, and they are no pushover. They want to make it to the grand finale just like us. They want to stop us in our tracks. That is better better said than done. So let's see what's going to happen, right? We want to give away a ticket before we finish off.
We'll get to that.
The reason why I wanted
still have some time.
I know, but I wanted them to start thinking about it even before we finish off, right?
Okay, all right, let's jump into it.
Yes, so we're going to give away a ticket, and then hopefully before this finishes, we're going to be able to announce the winner. Since Mother's Day just passed by, we want a mother to win this prize. I think Brianna already posted up the question. Bri, have you posted up the question already?
You can announce what the questions are.
All right, the question is it's a two-dimensional question for one prize. The question is, since it's all about family and so on, and that's what we're all about, we want you to tell us who are the brothers who play on the team, the Hurricanes team. Name us the brothers who play on the Hurricanes team. All right,
that's one part.
And the next question is, who is the captain of the team? These are easy questions.
So you have to answer both of those, and if you get both of them correct, you win.
You're gonna win 2 general admission tickets and 2 T-shirts.
All right.
All right. 2 T-shirts and 2 general admission tickets.
And this is for our Facebook streamers. So please comment on Facebook. As Terry mentioned, it's 2 questions for 1 prize, which is 2 T-shirts and 2 general tickets. So we want 1 person to answer correctly to those 2 questions.
And we want a mother to win this prize. Okay?
Exactly.
We want you to also know that we will need your phone number.
But we can get that after we identify who the winner is.
The reason why I'm saying that is that because we're going to be distributing these 2 quick pass. Now we want to encourage people to utilize the quick pass as well. All right. What is that? The word is spelled KWIQ. PASS Quick Pass. Go to the App Store or Play Store, download it. It's the best and safest, it's the easiest way for you to buy tickets now. And when you have us on Quick Pass, when we send you your tickets via Quick Pass, you can avoid the long lines at the Civic.
Yeah.
The Civic booth is going to be open up
Thursday.
Thursday.
The finals will be jam-packed.
Yes, the semifinals for sure. The Civic is going. We're going to have the tickets on sale and T-shirts for $20 Thursday morning, 10 to 6. And then we do it all over again on game day, Friday from 10 until. So tickets and T-shirts on sale.
Terry, what's the preparation looking like right now?
Well, you see, I'm flying solo, right?
Yeah.
That tells it all.
That does tell.
What does that tell us, Terry? Like the man they can't wake up earlier, or
the workout is intense.
They're not morning people.
No, the workouts are intense. All right. The coach Jamel Wagner and crew. You know, he's going all out to ensure that we deliver when we say that we're going to win on Friday. All right? So
You know, we oftentimes talk about what we see on the court, but very few times we acknowledge the machinery that's taking place behind the scenes. I want us to spend some time on that since we are winding down and closing this season. What does it take to move a heavy-hitting team like the Belize Hurricanes?
It takes two doctors, actually. All right? Doctors Gilbert Gordon and Dr. Paul Flowers. That's what it takes. All right? These are guys with, you know, vision. They are vision oriented. All right? They look yonder. They're the whole form this year that the league has adopted was pretty much the brainchild of Dr. Flowers. Okay, where everybody shares in the big prize at the end of the day. Everybody contributes. So at the end of the day, one team not feel it over the next. All right? These are visionaries we're talking about. These are guys who go out there and put together what people call a chances squad. But we don't care, because at the end of the day, come what may, we will have our say. I just want to add that to you, man. Shucks, man.
How does a team remain viable in an environment where there are other teams that may have started off the season that have withdrawn from the competition? How does the Belize Hurricanes remain a profitable organization?
Indeed, and that is indeed a day-to-day thing, Sani. It means that every day you got to come up with new ideas and schemes to ensure that indeed you stay viable. And that is the reason why you see every so often we bring something new to the arena. All right? We recently reintroduced back Kirk Shabba-Smith Jr. and Nick Phillips. All right? And then
Alex Carr.
You understand? Alex Carr come up. Before that it was Charles Garcia, a.k.a. Chuck. And these are guys who know how to play the game, because we want to make sure indeed that our product maintains that viability.
So as we prepare for this upcoming game on Friday, I want you to remind our viewers again just some of the entertainment aspects that comes along with, of course, watching a great game that will be played.
Yes, of course. As we mentioned before, folks, this is senior matchup. This is where the cream has certainly risen to the top. Only the best is left, and this is where it's at right now, where we're playing host to Griga Dream Ballers, Easy Investment Griga Dream Ballers, who have quite their side of arsenal as well. And we also, you know, let me just say quickly, as I mentioned before, you know, some of their players, they have Buki Mitchell, okay, Delvon Henderson, Jonathan Guzman, and Deshaun Brackett. These are four of the guys who will be there for the ballers, the Dream Ballers. All right? For us, we have the African from Mali, Borama Sidibe, Alex Carcamo, the three-point boss, Amar Ross, you know, Vito Evans, Glency Cooper Lopez, the list goes on. And the additions that we just recently added, Shabba Smith, Nick Phillips, Alex Carcamo, and so on.
So we asked a two-part question online for our viewers to answer, and of course we mentioned that we're hoping that the person that answers or wins would be a mother. We do have a winner. That winner is Enid Dakers, and she answered to the questions.
I know she's
identify.
She's a baller.
I know her too.
Enid is a baller. Congrats,
Identify the brothers who play on the team, and those brothers are?
Okay, Glency and Lindsay Lopez.
Okay, and then of course, name the captain of the team. And
Victor
the captain?
Vito Evans.
So we want to congratulate Ms. Dakers for winning 2 general tickets and of course 2 t-shirts as well, all courtesy of the Belize Hurricanes. That's for you to go out and support the team and enjoy a really good game, and we'll be providing her number.
Yes, and my number, Enid, if you're watching right now, give me a call at 635-1485. We go way back. We share one birthday date apart.
Yeah.
And don't forget that, Enid. All right.
Now, let's get some final thoughts on the game set to play this Friday. What can, of course, again, we expect? Why should we come out and watch it in person versus watching it on TV?
Yeah, Enid, 635-1485. Call me after so we could set things up. Good. All right. Having said that, like we've been saying before, this is a monster matchup. These are two teams who know how to bring their A game, especially when it matters most in the playoffs. You're talking about the three-time and defending champ, Belize Hurricanes, and of course from Griga, from the culture capital, easy investment, Griga Dream Ballers. I've mentioned some of the primetime players for this team. We also want you to know, folks, that tickets go on sale from early as 10 o'clock and on Thursday, tickets and T-shirts. T-shirts are $20. 10 a.m. from Thursday, and the same thing we're going to do Friday right through to game time. All right? So that's what's going to be happening at the half. We're going to be giving away. They have a massive $5,000 starting five contest competition that's going to come to its end. We're going to be giving away the poster and banners competition for primary and high schoolers. You EPR girls, you can still get in it. Just want you to know. All right? We're also going to be giving away the 75-inch Samsung's TV from Cellular World, among other things. And of course, headlining the entertainer, the Soca Dandada, TR Shine.
Nice.
Yeah.
Terry, always a pleasure. Congratulations to your team for doing so great this season so far, and we can't wait to see what takes place on Friday. It's going to be dynamite.
That's right. It's going to be a dynamite Friday night, and if you want to avoid the long lines at the gate, download the Quick Pass app on the Play Store or App Store. Quick Pass, KWIQPAS.
Wonderful.
Can't say I never tell you.
All right, we had such a wonderful segment with you, Terry G. Thank you so much for stopping by, and all the best to you guys. I know it's going to be.
You mean that?
Of course I mean that. I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
All right.
We're going to take another quick break, and when we come back, we'll be talking to the folks from Edward P. Yorke High School on their upcoming Business Expo.
For 19 years, SMART has been the pulse of our nation. A journey of growth, innovation, resilience, and unity.
From the first call that bridged distances to the data that brought us closer than ever, SMART has been there, weaving threads of connection across our beautiful land.
We have been active in providing innovative solutions to enhance our customers' lifestyles. Over the years, SMART has developed and provided various services to meet customers' needs.
To the dreamers, doers, and the believers, thank you for making SMART a part of your story. For 19 years of trust, loyalty, partnership, and shared experiences.
As we celebrate 19 years of connecting lives and dreams, let's keep the rhythm alive. Together, let's continue to shape our future one connection at a time.
Come and be a part of the SMART family, where we empower you and our country today, tomorrow, and beyond.
SMART, bringing people together.
Hi, my name is Leah Mangar, and I am currently the Administrative Assistant at Yasche Conservation Trust here in beautiful Punta Gorda. I received the Social Security Board Scholarship in the year of 2021. After I was told that I was a successful recipient of this scholarship, I was very grateful. This scholarship has assisted me in various ways. Firstly, it relieved me of financial constraints. So that was the main obstacle that was keeping me back, but receiving this scholarship allowed me to gain the skills and the knowledge that I needed to attain the job that I currently have. I would just encourage you all to apply to the scholarship, and the process is very, very easy. You will find a link and it will direct you to everything that you need in order to submit your application. And once you submit it, pray and just hope for the best, because you just will never know if you can get it.
Hi, my name is Lincoln Fowers and I work at UMall. 100% I will recommend Belize Bank mobile banking to everyone because it saves time, money, and gas price, because gas price is high right now. Belize Bank mobile banking just make life easier.
Whether you're at home, on the road,
at work, or at school, if you see news happening or suspect that something might be up, call or text the Channel 5 News Belize tip line at 672-5555. You don't have to give us your name, just give us the tip. That's 672-5555. Call or text us so we can check it out.
When someone you love becomes a memory, the memory becomes a treasure. Channel 5 introduces the Daily Obituaries. The Daily Obituaries will broadcast all death and funeral announcements and memorials to honor your loved one's life and memories. The Daily Obituaries airs on Channel 5 prior to the evening newscast, with subsequent repeats at 10 p.m. and 12 noon the following day. It will also be placed online on our social media platforms, all for a standard package fee. Celebrate their lives and memories with Channel 5's Daily Obituaries. Honor in life and reverence in death.
I'm David Humes. This is Vanessa Humes. We own Ladyville Cool Spot. Belize Bank save us a lot of time. Working with them, we can keep track exactly what we spend. We recommend Belize Bank 100% because we don't have to go to stand up in line, and we can check on our account right from our house. Working with Belize Bank is the best.
And welcome back. Our third and final conversation of the morning is with our friends from the EP Yorke High School. They are here to talk to us about an upcoming business expo. We have been joined by teacher Tashira Bowen. Good morning.
Good morning.
And she brought along with her Samiva Jalit and Monique Sosa. Both of them are students from EP Yorke High School. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning, ladies.
Let's begin by talking about the business expo and why there is an appeal for the broader public to attend this upcoming event.
Well, this is our 4th annual Business Expo since I've been coordinating the event. So we have our expo scheduled for tomorrow, and we have a number of 14 different booths of different products and services that our students are offering to the general public as a presentation.
Yeah.
And it has been a very tedious process as it relates to them preparing for the expo, and of course my guidance to them during that process.
Where did the concept come from? Why was there a desire to have something like this from a high school level?
Well, initially, like, my past colleague and I were just talking, and we wanted to do something very small, and we were like, why not make it this big, and why don't we do this, and
It
why
just
don't
got
we do
bigger
that
and bigger
as we progressed on. So, and then I think that entrepreneurship is on the rise. It has always been there, but it's something that is more pressing now, especially since COVID and all of the activities that we had in terms of unemployment and people losing their jobs. So I want to promote that to younger people.
What has been their reception as students who are perhaps inclined to take business as a course and perhaps who are entrepreneurial in spirit? What has their reception been like?
Well, I know that a lot of comments have came out in reference to students saying, well, I want to pursue the business program because of the expo. And I think that as it relates to the complaints, in terms of the expo, they're like, Miss, this is a lot of work. Miss, oh my God. Miss, I'm so stressed. Miss, I'm so nervous. But I think that they're winding down to that excitement of, I actually am going to showcase what we have done so far.
Let's take the conversation to the 2 students that are here. They will be a part of the Business Expo set to take place tomorrow, and they also have their own individual business ideas. Let's begin with you, Monique. Monique Sosa, what is your business?
My business is a service called Urban Umbrella, where we provide a service. We sell stuffed jalapenos, sliders, mixed drinks, fruit punch, and Polaroid pictures.
So you decided to go in the food business. What was the reason behind that?
Well, my reason behind it is because my cousin owns a lounge, and so we took that idea and we said, why not make our own lounge? And we kind of went from there.
Okay. Yourself, Samiva?
Well, we got a product to do. What we do is
We sell assorted items, which is shades, lip gloss, scrunchies, and customized keychain with any photos of your choice.
Now, oftentimes when we think of starting a business, the first thing that we think of is what exactly will we be selling? But it's much more than that. I think you ladies can now say, right? It's much more than deciding what that product or service will be. What are the other aspects of being an entrepreneur that you now have learned since being a part of this business expo?
I have personally learned that I need to like work better with people and have patience.
So customer service.
Yes.
And you?
Well, I'm very good at customer service. As a leadership in my group, you know, everything is clear and everyone understands everything and so forth. So I strongly believe that, you know, there is no other problems and so forth.
Ms. Bowen, when we think of having these business expos, I think also of the concept of creating a business plan. What will that look like? Is that something that is also incorporated into these students putting together their business ideas, who their target audience will be? What is the preparation like for something like this?
Well, initially when we first started the entire business expo idea, we were very casual with it. We just had them provide an idea, their service, well, not even a service. We focused on whatever idea they had. And as I progressed since the last 3 years, I said, let's do a business plan to have your outline of what you want to do. And this year, they did a presentation first, and they had to actually draft up a physical portfolio with the business plan and all of their business card, flyers, their logo. I had a checklist in that for them. I created an entire guideline for them to move into the expo and have something concrete, because I could say, well, I want to sell assorted items, but what type of items? How are you going to portray that? How are you going to market that? So there are a lot of different elements that they had to consider, and I asked a lot of questions, and I could tell that, you know, some of them got a little bit frustrated about the process of it, but I know that it will help them, and I have a lot of past students who have started their own businesses, at least 3 from the last year.
So we have Samiva and Monique here with us, who would have essentially created their own business plans to support the reason behind their business. I'm going to put you ladies on the spot and ask you maybe some of those same questions that your teacher would have asked you. What were things that you included in your business plan to support the business idea that you had? For instance, how do you know that your business will be successful?
Well, because of our market plan, we advertise a lot. We go on the PA system and we make mini advertisements. We do mini games and so forth.
Well, firstly, when we started, we did our market research, which was a survey that was posted online, and we get to see everyone's responses, and all of them was, you know, they would have supported our idea. And with the business plan, that just shows us an overview of how our idea would have turned out.
Where did the idea of the market survey come from? Because a lot of times you have persons who enter business in whatever aspect of entrepreneurship, but they don't really get to test the market before they get involved with whatever it is that they're selling or service that they're providing.
Well, the market research, that was a part of one of our principle of business graded assignment. So that was handed out from since last year, and you know, we got, and then we did 2, my group did 2, and yes, our idea was perfect.
So you ladies have to go about actually making these products that you're planning to sell tomorrow, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Monique, were you in the kitchen all night, or are you going to be in the kitchen all night for tomorrow, or do you already have employees?
We're gonna be in the kitchen all night.
So let's talk about some of the things that we will be able to purchase from your particular booth. And how have you been preparing yourself? Did you know these recipes already? What has the preparation been like for you?
Well, first off, we had to buy our ingredients, and then we have to make the things. And the main thing that we're on the menu is the stuffed jalapenos, so we're gonna have to make that this evening. And then for the drinks, that will be made inside on the day of the expo.
And the drinks are again?
Fruit punch and a mixed drink. It's our signature drink.
Ooh, you have a signature drink.
Yes, ma'am.
When
And
it's,
yourself?
mixed drink, it's virgin, right?
Yes, of course not.
I kid.
I thought so. And Samiva, let's talk about the preparation of your product, because you're not exactly selling food. You would have something that's already prepared. How did you go about getting the resources that you needed to put together this product?
Well, we found most of our products in stores. The only thing that we needed to do is for our customized keychains is that, you know, we had to print the pictures and put it in the keychain. And then we just need to package off everything because our business is mostly on pre-orders. So on that day of the expo, everyone just has to come and pick up their item.
Ms. Bowen, from your perspective as a teacher, how fulfilling has this been for you year on year to see these kids develop their business mind and, of course, their talent for either selling goods or services?
Actually, it has been quite fulfilling. I think that seeing some of my students develop from being shy and reserved to active in their group is very much fulfilling in terms of their growth. I have seen a lot of my more reserved students come out and advocate for their group, take leadership in their group. And I have seen a lot of the qualities and traits of entrepreneurship develop in them. I know that it has been a very challenging process, but I do believe that majority of the students have grown in terms of the expo.
I want to touch really quickly on the financial literacy aspect that is an opportunity for them to learn. Of course, these students would have to understand how to prepare their capital to put together these products and services that they want to provide to customers. What aspect of financial literacy is taught to them?
Well, I am a big advocate of financial literacy, especially when we used to have the financial literacy program in place for high schools. And I read a comment, I am not a social media person, but I read a comment from the general public about the expo, and one of the comments was really striking to me as it relates to the financial or accounting aspect. A lot of people were saying, why haven't they shown anything about the financial part? Though it was a negative comment, I do believe that the finance is very important, and that is one of the reasons why a lot of our businesses here in Belize don't thrive, because they don't know how to manage and, you know, document and record and all of the things that I've taught in this program. And I believe that my students needed that, especially simple things as their day-to-day expenses, budgeting their $10 or their $5 or $7. So I, this year, included financial reporting that they have to do. So it's it has been very challenging, I must say. We did a projection first as in class activity where they had to write out how much they have spent so far, how much money they have invested. And the final part of that is for them to do a report of all the documents. I prepared everything for them. They just have to fill in their receipts and all the necessary paperwork to support that, just to see if they made a profit or a loss and so on.
What has that learning experience been like for you ladies, the financial literacy aspect? Because as we mentioned, you would have to have had some form of capital to put toward this product that you are selling or this service that you are selling. How did that look for you ladies?
Well, for me, it was kind of challenging at the start, but then it narrowed down to be much more easier because we grew experience from the first fundraiser that we did. And because of that, we gained more experiences, like I said, so we found it much more easier.
How do you balance and understand the idea of risk and reward? Because in business, that's the challenge at hand, right? You're risking something so that you're able to come out profitable at the end. How do you guys take that in, and how do you balance it with what you're seeking to do tomorrow?
Well, like Monique mentioned, that we had our fundraising and what's not. We even got sponsorship letters, and with that funds, we well, it wasn't really a risk. Well, with the fundraising, I would say we made a profit from the fundraising, so like I do not see that as a downside to our expo or nothing.
Do you ladies have any intentions of stepping into entrepreneurship as you get older?
Yes, well, I chose the business course because, from I was young, that was for my future career, I wanted to be an entrepreneur. So that's the reason, that's the main reason why I chose the business course.
And yourself?
Well, I choose the business way because I want to either have my own business in art or pastry or culinary.
You know, Ms. Bowen, you mentioned something that I think was really important about having this particular activity at the high school level, because essentially when they are in third form, they have to choose a field where they want to focus on, to kind of direct what their career could potentially be in. And I think a lot of times that puts an extra pressure on these students. And when you think of business students, at least in my generation of when I was in high school, the idea was that you would be working for someone in a business field. But now we're looking at these kids preparing themselves for the possibility of having their own businesses. We're literally looking at that shift of what business is considered to be. It's not anymore working for a company. It's the possibility of having your own company and knowing how to run that. Is that something that Edward P. Yorke High School is looking at when they shape the business program at the third form and fourth form level?
I appreciate that question because you may think that these students are in the same business program. They're not. They're from different programs and they have to take, they have a choice to take POB, her, not her. And I think that with that, there are 3 classes that I teach, principles of business. So that's industrial studies, general studies, and the business studies program. So having them learn the basic and simple principles of business and how to run your business is very important. I mean, you could be a doctor, a lawyer, and you could have your own business or your own practice, and I think that is important because a lot of people come out into the world and they don't have any clue, any idea of how to operate a business or how to run a business. So they are learning those basic principles.
They're skilled, but they're not business minded.
Yeah, I think it also changed the ways that we looked at that business program too, because as you mentioned, I think it is almost impossible for us to avoid some aspect of what business, the business program would teach you in our daily lives, whether it's working for someone, working for yourself. You don't have to necessarily be an entrepreneur selling a product, but you could be a doctor and you could end up having your own practice, and that's your own business there too. Not only that, but a lot of us are having side businesses now, so it's useful for that too.
Exactly.
Ladies, let's talk about what this experience has been like so far and why should people come out and support the Business Expo tomorrow?
Well, for me, or for my group, it has been stressful, tiring, but we're pulling through and we're getting ready for tomorrow. And yeah.
Well, I strongly believe that, nowadays that girls, especially, they are mostly into those trendy things, and, we provide that. So, yeah, they can come out and support us.
Samiva is a true business person. She didn't even talk about what the experience was like. She's going straight into what I provide is what you need.
Well, around last year, I started my own small business selling these same things, so I have experience already, but then I stopped because then it was getting in between me and school, so yeah, I stopped. So now that we had the opportunity to do our business expo, I said, why not try again, and we'll provide that.
And what's also unique about this time around, because you mentioned, Samiva, that you did this already, but now you're working with a group. Is it different putting a business together and having business partners? What is that like?
Well, yes, because some members, they didn't disagree, but they was like, oh, we should sell this, we should sell that. But then as the leader, I listen to everyone, and then we just put together what we should sell, and yeah, we agree on that.
Yeah.
How did you guys agree on one thing though? Because I'm thinking everybody brings their own idea and wants that to be pitched, right?
Our group is the all girls group. Okay. Oh, never mind. One boy is in our group, and and he agrees on everything. And then since we started planning our business expo from last year, this has always been the main idea, is for us to provide a custom product. And then our custom product is the keychain, and then everybody else just agree on doing the assorted items.
Let's talk about time, place, and so forth. For anyone who wants to stop in, maybe parents want to pop in and lend their support to you guys.
Well, first of all, I would like to extend my plea to Belize Electricity Limited to not cut the power tomorrow in our area. We will be there from 9 to 1, and we are inviting the general public. School teachers and students are free, and the general public will have to pay a fee of $1. We're trying to generate some funds for the school to do different activities around the campus. So that is what we're trying to promote.
Okay. And how many businesses can we expect at the expo?
Well, this year I wanted to focus primarily on students, so we're only having 14 student booths, but I'm 100% sure that it will be something of high interest to the public to come and view these different services and products that we have to offer.
And what are the different products, ranges, and services?
Well, her group is Urban Umbrella. They're a social lounge, and they're assorted items. We have corn items where students will be selling a wide array assortment of corn items. We have students doing a cafe. We have students doing a gaming room. We have photo services. There are a wide variety of different options to view.
What's the grading? What's the grading going to look like for these kids? Because this is a project for them.
Yeah.
So how do you go about deciding what is an excellent display of a business, both on paper and in practical?
Well, there's two segments to this. There will be judge and there will be an opportunity for the groups to win prizes.
Okay.
And then I have my rubrics already tailored to the marketing aspect, the actual sales day, their financial reporting. Yes, there are different components to their project which they have in their Google Classroom. I try to work around the competency-based aspect of it, and they can tell you it's very much detailed with all the requirements that they need to follow. All they need to do is read, and then I have guided them. I've mentioned everything in the document.
And will it be only yourself walking around the booths and watching them, or do you have help? Or are you keeping it a secret, not letting them know? Will there be some secret boss customers? Have you ever watched that show where is the
Undercover Boss?
Yeah, undercover boss showing up, who's actually grading you?
Well, actually they have 4 judges. I shared with them the judges. Of course, they will know because they will have their papers. I'm not judging. I don't think it's going to be fair. I don't want to be biased. So I have a set of judges coming around. The only part that I will be grading is the marketing, because I have seen them to this point with the marketing part, and I will be grading the financial reporting part.
Okay. And ladies, I know that a big part of the work is the product that you're putting together, but how's the booth gonna look?
Very tropical for me.
Very tropical. And yourself?
Well, our booth is mostly pastel colors, so everything would be mostly pastel colors.
You guys are going to be working hard tonight. And I'm sure you're going to be really, really looking forward to the end of tomorrow. But I'm really excited to see how the turnout looks, and of course, to know if you guys make your sales. Because as Isani mentioned, there is some aspect of a risk to it. Now, should this be successful or not, are you ladies still planning to go on further with these businesses?
Definitely, I am.
Well, like I said, I've tried doing this same product idea last year, and I feel like as I graduate from high school, this is something that I want to pursue more.
All right. Well, Ms. Bowen, remind us again about the location, the time, and just some of the businesses and services that we can expect tomorrow from them.
So it's tomorrow, which is May 15, and it starts at 9 o'clock for the general public, all the way up until 1 if BL allows us.
We'll check because we did
already requested from them. And we're asking everybody to come out and support these different products and services that we have to offer. There are 14 different booths that you can come. We have drinks, food, we have different services like photography services, the social lounge. We have a rage room as well.
What is a rage room? Talk to us about that.
It's like a self-relief group, a booth whereby you get to de-stress using equipments that they have, which is protected with gears and so on.
Now that sounds cool. I think something like that should actually be available beyond this expo.
We actually got the idea at an expo that we visited last year
Okay.
at the sixth farm level, and then the students really liked the idea, so that is what they're doing.
Okay. Oh, wow, that's exciting. I'm looking
Apparently
forward to
they're going to have a damaged car there, but we're not too sure. We're hoping that it arrives today.
Imagine that you
break some
pay
glass
to
and do
break
stuff.
some plates.
Especially people who want to just de-stress.
Or you pay to go in a room and scream
Yeah.
really loudly. Well, ladies, thank you so much for stopping by. This is obviously exciting, and I wish you guys all the best. I hope you still have fun, though, while doing it, of course. And also, congratulations to you as well, Ms. Bowen. This is an excellent initiative from yourself and also from the school.
Thank
so
you
all the
guys
best.
for having us. We really appreciate it.
I forgot to ask, do you guys want to big up your classmates that are working with you, your business partners? How no come have to call the credit?
Well, my group, Lux Creations, I want to pick up my fellow members, which is Leah Leslie, Armani Hilak, Devisha Felix, and Roger Reno. And myself, Sammy Bajili.
I want to pick up Darrington Hernandez, Narisha Mariano, Kenira Bowman, Camila Ganier, Crystal O'Neill, and myself, Monique Sosa.
All right. Any big ups, Teach?
I would like to thank the entire staff for assisting me with simple things like just running an errand, doing the flyers, the program, and so on. I would like to really, especially my principal, she has been very much supportive. Big up to Miss Canto.
All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for stopping by, and all the best.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to take our final break, and when we come back, we wrap things up. Stay with us.
My name is Leomar Langzert, and I'm a teacher, and I bank with Belize Bank Independence Branch. What I enjoy is the safety features that the app offers. I have a sense of not having to worry or be concerned about somebody finding my password and username to sign in the application because of the use of the one-time password. And another feature that I love, that I use the most, is how the app synchronizes with my fingerprint on my device. I enjoy the rapid and easy, seamless process to apply for loans through the Belize Bank, and I don't have to be having too much back and forth to visit or take time to visit the bank. They also start to offer the online applications through the app for loan applications, which I believe is very neat. I would definitely recommend Belize Bank to other teachers because one of all the features and advantages that the app offer. With these online that Belize Bank offer, there's basically everything that you can do in the palm of your hand. So I would definitely recommend the bank to other teachers.
Unwrap the joy of crystal clear picture and sound from Iowa, the brand that offers you affordability and exceptional quality. Iowa has a wide range of exceptional products to choose from, such as TVs, speakers, headphones, home appliances, and much more at affordable prices that won't break the bank. Enhance your audio-visual entertainment experience with Iowa, and for your convenience, parts are readily available in country for hassle-free maintenance. You can find Iowa products at your local electronics store countrywide. Choose Iowa, the best in home entertainment and household appliances.
For 19 years, SMART has been the pulse of our nation. A journey of growth, innovation, resilience, and unity.
From the first call that bridged distances to the data that brought us closer than ever, SMART has been there, weaving threads of connection across our beautiful land.
We have been active in providing innovative solutions to enhance our customers' lifestyles. Over the years, SMART has developed and provided various services to meet customers' needs.
To the dreamers, doers, and the believers, thank you for making SMART a part of your story. For 19 years of trust, loyalty, partnership, and shared experiences.
As we celebrate 19 years of connecting lives and dreams, let's keep the rhythm alive. Together, let's continue to shape our future one connection at a time.
Come and be a part of the SMART family, where we empower you and our country today, tomorrow, and beyond.
SMART, bringing people together.
Welcome back, and thanks for sticking with us. We had 3 great conversations, and I want to say a huge thank you to the Ministry of Education for stopping by and talking about their Healthy Start food feeding program. It was such a wonderful initiative that they spoke about how this program has benefited up to 40 primary schools and 9 high schools. I'll also use this opportunity to remind you guys, especially if you're tuning in and representing a school, to be mindful that you can have the opportunity to benefit from this program, and you can just reach out to the necessary personnel that they mentioned there and ask if your school can be a part of it. And of course, in our second segment, it was all about
basketball.
Basketball.
Tomorrow is a big game between the Belize Hurricanes and the Griga Dream Ballers. It's
tomorrow, isn't it Friday?
It's Friday, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's the first of our best of 3 series, and we're inviting our fans of basketball and the BEBL to come out on Friday to catch game 1.
And I think it's also just a really great family event. There's loads of prizes and entertainment for everyone. So even if you're not completely sure what's taking place on the court, there's something for everyone, really. And for you folks looking for something else, there's also a business expo being hosted by the high school, Edward P. Yorke High School, and they're going to be having their business expo where students put together their own small businesses, and that's absolutely exciting. Of course, we had them here talking about what you can expect tomorrow. They have up to 14 businesses, small businesses, that will be showcasing various products and services, so definitely check them out. But it was a wonderful show, and we want to say, of course, thank you to all of our guests, but especially thank you to you guys, our viewers, for tuning in and sticking with us. It is May 14th, and if you are celebrating a birthday today, happy birthday to you. And if you'd like to give a birthday shout out, or if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can send us an email at oie@channel5belize.com. You can also catch us on Facebook at Open Your Eyes BC, as well as Instagram for behind-the-scenes content at OIE Belize. Thank you so much for joining us, and please do us a favor and join us again tomorrow as you open your eyes.
Start your morning right.
Until then, keep your eyes, your minds,
and your hearts open.
Have a wonderful Tuesday.